Afternoon, everyone. It's Mike Roberts with another brand new LinkedIn Live episode. And today we're doing something very, very different. So as you can see, the Frama logo's gone. We're not talking about email encryption today. We're talking about the Simply Business Club and the Simply Business Networking and the magazine, all created by the crazy mind of John Turner, who is with us today. John, introduce yourself, mate, and you're taking over today's show.
Nice one. Thanks, Mike. So my name's John from Simply Business Club. We set up, it's a networking group for anyone who wants to come along, for business people. The big difference is obviously we run it for 3 to 5 minutes. Everyone gets 3 to 5 minutes to talk about how they want to, change the world, what they're doing in their business, what they're looking for. But the biggest thing that we do differently, I think, is obviously one is collaboration. We're all about collaboration, working together, having lots of people from similar backgrounds that can work together, but also offering people the opportunity to help them. So we are there to help. And that is the first and foremost thing that we do. So obviously we've got Mike and Caroline here today as two of the club members. What I wanted from this, and Mike has very kindly let us into his like LinkedIn Live today, is to find out from the members what they think of it. So, Caroline, what do you think from your point of view? We started 4 months ago doing 5 meetings a week. So, from your point of view, what are your thoughts on the club?
Well, where do I begin, John? I haven't done networking for some years, to be honest. Meeting people in a different context through my work. But when I was introduced to Simply, I thought, well, I haven't done this in a long time. Let's give it a go. And I have to say, from the very first meeting, I felt something uniquely different. And going to a meeting once a week used to be an effort. I think for the first 6 weeks, I was every day. And what I have found through meeting regularly is I've not just got to know the people within the group, but I've also got to make friends. And the amount of business that we share, because exactly as we all know, it is about liking and trusting people. And it's such a warm, friendly, sharing environment. And I just love being there with everybody. So, John, thank you.
Nice one. Thank you, Caroline. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Well, I had done face-to-face networking up until 2020. Not a huge fan of it, to be fair. And then months went by. I was kind of doing my thing, being on Zoom every day, running the whole of the email encryption and the Frama business. I can't remember how, but I think we were introduced, and you says, "Come along," and I just thought to myself, it's not really for me, I suppose, because I wasn't a fan of networking, full stop. But when I came on board, it was very different. It wasn't the set 60 seconds. It was literally just get to know each other. Let's find out more about what we're all doing. How can we support each other? Jane's just joined us as well from the Federation of Small Businesses, which is great. But from my point of view, it was just like a bunch of mates getting together, but on a professional level, helping each other. I've made so many great clients from it, and friends, long-term friends in my eyes. So as far as I'm concerned, absolutely awesome, mate. Brilliant.
Nice one. Thanks, Mike. You're right. I mean, that is definitely one of the biggest things that I've found from it as well is the friendship that we're getting from it. It's really, really. Yes, we're on screens. That's one thing that we've got to say is that, when we first started, it was the screen time was going to be a bit of a stopgap until we're allowed to go back to face. It's staying. This is here to stay. It's such a big deal. And obviously we've got the, So the travel time, obviously that takes into account the cost of travel and the cost of doing things face to face. Are two massive things that mean face-to-face is sticking around. Obviously, we've now got Jane here as well. So, Jane, what we're looking for at the moment is what, obviously, as a member of the club, you're thinking you've been a member now for a few months. So what attracted you to the club, and obviously what makes you keep on coming?
I think, well, thank you, John. I think, first of all, because there's more time allocated to allowing a person to speak and to explain what they do, and to get people to ask questions. And I think what's really important there is you get to know people, you get to know the person behind the business, and you get to know the business a bit more. And then obviously when you decide that you want to have a one-to-one with somebody, it is a genuine one-to-one. It isn't a one-to-one just because we feel we ought to have one-to-ones. It's because we really think we want to get to know that person better and also get to know their business and find out how we can help each other genuinely.
Nice one. Thank you, Jane. I mean, and you're exactly right. And this is the thing, there's 4 of us here today. We all know each other a lot better since we started. Like I say, the beginning of May 21, we decided to go daily. We did 5 meetings throughout the week, and we all get to know each other better. And there's one of the other members, Phil, from PS Assist. I love the way she said the things that she says, and we get to know each other better, quicker. And it's obviously the world that we live in, everything is about pace and everything, but meeting people once a fortnight, because that other networking groups are once a fortnight or whatever it is. This is a really, really great way of doing it daily, coming to whatever meetings make sense for you. And obviously things change. You might be able to do a Tuesday this week or a Thursday next week or whatever it is, and you get to know when other people are going to be there. But also you might do Fridays, every week Fridays, you do Fridays, and then all of a sudden you think I'll go to a Monday, and there's different people there, and so you then get a few different people. So it's really, really brilliant the way that has worked. It's worked so much better than I ever thought, if I'm being honest. So I mean, does anyone else have anything they want to sort of add to what they've already said?
Well, just from my point of view, we haven't really, in terms of, you haven't really reinvented the wheel. All you've done is you've made it easier, you've made it better, and in my eyes, you've made it a more relaxed, comfortable experience compared to a lot of what everyone else is doing. So from my point of view, you got a client for life, love it, and the fact that you do it several times a week, and I can pick and choose where I want to be and who and what I want to talk about. We also have the themes. So sometimes we're talking about LinkedIn, we might talk about Twitter, Pinterest. There's all this social media noise out there. And plus the fact that we've got Jane, who is connected with the FSB and can introduce us to thousands of amazing people. We've got Caroline, who does her amazing things, which, by the way, people, if you're not connected to Caroline, please do. But yeah, incredible team, and it's just going to get better.
Nice one. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, if I could come in there, John, I think because of, I know this all came to fore that we did virtual during the pandemic, but obviously it's a model that people like, and people want to have a certain amount of face-to-face, but actually this has kind of really taken off now that people find it an acceptable way to connect and also to do business. But what I think is really special about what you're doing is that customer service and adding value to people has never been more important. And rather than it being, you have to go to these meetings, you have to join a membership, you have to do this, you have to, this is flexible. And I think that that's one of its key USPs, is it's flexible. And that actually walks the talk of a lot of people, because people are in business now. They've got to really work even harder than they did before to make it work. And they want something. They know they need to do this, but they don't want to be tied and be censured if they don't show up to a meeting or can't manage it. And I think it's fantastic. And I think it's fantastic also that we have some people who are very good at multitasking. And I think we had somebody who was, driving their kids to school, shouldn't say too much in case there's somebody there who thinks that that's not safe or what have you, but was actually able to listen to the event as she was going along, and somebody else who had to leave to go to a meeting who could do that. And I've actually done it when I've been between meetings. I've just sat in my car and logged on and been part of the group. So I think it's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I totally agree, Jane. And the flexibility is definitely one of the biggest selling points. I mean, I've spoken with a lot of people over the years that do networking, and flexibility is quite often a reason not to join whatever. So, when we first started, that was always going to be one of the big points. So yeah, thank you, Jane.
If I can just add, what I've seen in the group in the time I've been in there is individuals joining that actually have very little confidence in speaking out, and to see them grow and become part of an all-embracing sharing, it's fabulous. So it's got more than just a networking element. And I would honestly say, if your intention is to jump into networking just to strike and get a customer, then this probably isn't for you. But if you want to know the people and let things organically grow and discover what amazing skills and talents there are, then this is definitely the place to be.
Absolutely. And the thing is, networking is a long-term investment. Time, money, everything else. It's a long-term thing. It's not, you don't just turn up for one. You don't just turn up for, and expect to get something from it. That's never going to happen. So, you've got to give it, weeks, months. Yes, you might get something at your first meeting, but the point is that you give it that time and dedication that it will come back many, many times. But the point is that obviously it's about giving people your support to begin with. Cool.
Well said.
Well, from my point of view, that's I think we've kind of finished up there. Everyone's had a really good chance to say what they think. So, Mike, over to you.
Yeah, so that just leaves me to say thanks everyone for another LinkedIn Live. And last thing from you, John, how can people get in touch and view more?
Okay, so we've got the website, so simplybusinessclub.co.uk. All the information is on there. So obviously, and anyone who wants to come along, if they haven't been before, the first 2 meetings are free. There is no limitation on how many times you can come along. If you wanted to come along as a visitor thereafter, it's just £4 per meeting. But there are membership options as well, which are also on the website.
Amazing. And thank you so much, Donna, for your wonderful comment earlier. And yeah, it's a shame you can't be with us. So thanks, everyone. Have an amazing one, and stay where you are if you want to. And I'm going to end the broadcast. See you later.
Cheers, mate.